Hi everyone, Simon here with a review of Null Drifter. Null Drifter is a 360 shoot 'em up available for PS4, Xbox One, Switch and PC. It's the PS4 version you see on your screens. This game is designed as a 1-bit shoot 'em up. And I quite like these types of aesthetics when they're done really well because it focuses down good pure gameplay so long as the gameplay is good. And that's the main question. And for me, this is the third and, as time of recording, final Project Starship game where there's a selection of different shoot 'em ups, and this one by far is my favourite and most enjoyable and most enticing to play of the three. You play as a very simple ship just in the middle of the screen, being able to completely shoot 360 degree. It plays like a twin stick shooter, so you move with your left stick, shoot with your right stick. The kind of trick with this game though is that you've also got a dash ability. The dash ability whilst you're dashing makes you invisible, but you can also use it as a weapon to kill, like in a one-hit punch for an enemy. The quirk of it is that you don't necessarily know what the HP or the amount of health left that each enemy has, so you'll need to kind of use it and judge for yourself. And it adds in a little bit of an element of a risk as well, because whilst you can upgrade your ship, and you'll do that at the end of each run of your game, to add additional HP so that you can at least take some hits before your game is over, you need to kind of balance do I shoot? Do I dash? And because your dash has a recharge length before you can go again, sometimes, in particular on boss battles when they shoot out wave attacks that will get to you and hit you and hurt you if you don't dash through them, you'll need to time all of this effectively. The game gets more exciting and more challenging the longer you play as well, and that's what I really like about roguelikes that are done well. And this is implemented very well for the span of gameplay time that you're going to be playing this game for. So as you progress through different levels, you will unlock firstly different colour palettes that you can shift into between different games, and that was really welcome because some of them were quite blurry and hurt my eyes. Other ones I thought looked really quite cool. I really liked the Hulk one with the two greens together, but it did mean that the game looks completely different in different colour palettes, and it felt different too, which I appreciate is just not an actual gameplay feature, but it genuinely did kind of take me back to different game eras, or console eras I guess at the time. Oh, retro me. But what you would also be doing is upgrading your health, your starter damage rate, your starter firing rate, how many bullets you've got actually coming out from your spaceship to begin with. Also how long the recharge is for your dash. But you can also get like one-off power-ups as well. So you can ask for double coins for one round, which will double the amount of money that you collect. Also double coins for a bonus as well, depending on if you kill bosses. Bosses also get harder the longer you play, because as you unlock more levels, not only do you unlock more challenging enemies, and those enemies will turn up wherever you like because each run is randomly generated to a degree, but the bosses also start getting harder as you go through the levels too. So, for example, one of them is like a squid that when I first encountered them in the early couple of levels, I say him, it's just a squid boss, it moves slowly left to right and slowly moves up the screen and fires out bullets. When I then encountered that boss a second time, say like on level 9 or 10 later on down the line, it was zipping in diagonals much faster and firing the same amount of bullets but just causing me more problems. I then encountered it again in a different playthrough at like level 18, and oh my god, it was all over the place and I couldn't keep up and it killed me. So I really like the fact that the game scales as you progress, and it keeps you more engaged, because otherwise you'd end up with a ship that's so overpowered early on that it doesn't necessarily make the gameplay any fun anymore because you're too overpowered and therefore the game doesn't make any sense. Yes, you will be slightly overpowered for the first level or two, but it quickly catches back up again, and since runs only really take about 5 minutes max before you're dead, that works really nicely as well. The only slight downside that I have to this game is that there is one specific boss that goes up vertically down the screen and shoots out waves as well as bullets, and the game seems to slow down on that boss and that boss alone. It's not even the most busiest part of the game, so there's clearly some kind of slow down coding going on in there that it needs to sort out. Doesn't necessarily affect the gameplay experience too much, but I was like, why is it so slow? And the other thing that I would say as well is obviously this game is going to have a relatively limited lifespan, because after, say, a couple of hours, you've kind of unlocked everything and you've got as far as you can in terms of how it will kind of recycle back around the levels again, but with a overload rating and all of this kind of stuff. So yeah, just know that this is a short, concise and compacted game, but it plays brilliantly. Very Morish, and although it's got a really easy platinum, and I suppose this is actually giving the volume of praise that I want for this game, really easy platinum, you can get it in under half an hour. I was still quite happily and merrily playing it way past that time, and I've not deleted it off my hard drive after getting the platinum because I want to keep going back to it and playing it again. And if that isn't sign of a good game that everyone's dangled a really easy platinum for the platinum trophy whores to go and get, and I'm still playing it quite happily afterwards, I think that's 2 thumbs up from me. So that is Null Drifter. It's out now. I think if you're a fan of what Inksplosion was on the PS4 and Vita and PC, you will absolutely adore this game because it's that refined without the colour bleed and scream in your eyes. Alright, I think I've chatted way too much about this one. There'll be a written review over on higherplanegames.com. Pleasantly surprised. Loved it. Take care. Bye-bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a collection of media projects ran by me. If you like what you see and want to find out more, visit patreon.com/Higher Plane Network. Your support can make so much more possible, be that a like, a comment, a share, or a pledge. Thanks for watching.